So what about you? Now you enter a lot more contests, or you have in the past than I have. I've entered a few. Um, do you think that contest judges tend to be super harsh compared to critiquers that you exchange manuscripts with?
I think contest judges, don't tell anyone I said this, but I think sometimes they're a little crazy. I know that sounds awful, but I have had some really off the wall experiences. I wouldn't say they're harder. I wouldn't say they're easier, but I would say they're a little crazier. And I think I, because I have had some real like, what just happened there? Like I've had contest judges complain about my character, being a stripper. My character wasn't a stripper, like, I mean, and it's weird. It's like, what manuscript were you reading, you know? Or I've had contest judges do this crazy thing, like accuse me of just writing like 10 pages for their contest and not having a book to back it up. Like, why would, what? Whose business is that? I mean, I do have a book, but like, why,
And for the
you know?
viewer who doesn't really know how these contests work, there are so many contests out there. A lot of your Romance Writers of America and different organizations will have chapters who sponsor contests. That's very common. And they'll have different sets of rules about how many pages you can submit. And so that's what Abbie's talking about as far as, being accused of writing a partial just for a contest. But usually it's something like the beginning of the book or first kiss or some momentous event that they want to judge. And then judges, there are varying degrees of qualifications to be a judge. Most
Yes, and that's the problem. I think sometimes contests are just desperate to have warm bodies judging, and I don't think that they're necessarily trained judges. And a lot of times, judges don't judge in the category they write in, so they're not familiar with the industry standards for other categories that they're having to judge. So you sometimes get some really off the wall, like, well, I don't like that there's a killer in this story. Well, it's a romantic suspense. There's supposed to be, you know? So, yeah, contests, I just think the judges can be just a little crazier, a little off the top. The other thing with contests that I don't think a lot of people realize is you get varied feedback. In one contest, I could get a judge say, "Oh, I love your hero. He's the best hero ever. I just want to keep reading and reading and reading about him." And the very next judge in that same contest said, "I hated your hero. He was the most despicable, horrible thing on the face of the earth, and I would not keep reading this book." And so you get like those opposite opinions all the time in contests. So, but I've also heard that getting that opposite opinion kind of thing is it's an indication that you're writing really a really strong book and people are coming down one side or the other. It's not a wishy-washy everybody loves it
Yeah,
kind
and
of
I'm going to
book.
play the
So
devil's advocate here. I'm going to say that I think it's good for you to get some of those varying opinions, because when you put your book out there and publish your first book, that's what you're going to see for reviews. You'll have somebody who raves and says, "I will read anything this woman writes." And then on the other end of the spectrum, you'll get someone who said, "My second grader could write this."
yeah, and that's what I've always tried to tell myself when it comes to contests, that this is good practice for getting bad reviews. Because you can look at the biggest authors out there and they've still got bad reviews. So I think that's going to happen no matter what. And it's like you said, it helps you develop a thicker skin, maybe. But still, man, some of those, oh, it's a little of a blow for a moment, when you get them.